I think so. Remember that this is a map that actually lends itself to an easy third base. Your third base is tucked away on the high ground. You have this neat little triangle that you control at the top left of the map if you're Terran. And maybe he wants to do something kind of aggressive, but now we see the probe coming in here, no hidden pylons. Coming in to confirm that there's no hidden barracks on the map, at least for the first barracks.
Just a little bit of harassment with this probe, nothing crazy like that proxy gate. So, King's Cove, Gumiho's life still on the line. He won on the biggest map, I would say, Year Zero, with Mech. Do you go Mech here, Tasteless?
There's a couple things I got to point out if you're going to ask me that question. One is that you
never mind then, I don't want to ask.
One thing you got to notice is that you have diagonal spawns, which means there's both the upper right side of the map vacant and the bottom left. I feel like because of the way Year Zero is shaped with the big cavity where Amon character sits, that's a lot less ground to try to cover. And so I think it's easier to go BCs because you're mostly just fighting over the bottom, right? And then you try to build defense. Here, if you go for BCs and go towards the bottom left, then the upper right is completely exposed. On Year Zero, expansions descend on the map. You're basically both expanding towards the south.
Yeah.
And that's why fights in the early game on Year Zero start kind of in the middle, and then they slowly drop down to the lower third, and counterattacks go through the middle. Here, I think the only problem is if you go for BCs, again, just like Brood Lords or any of these other slow units, you can try to maneuver around them, right? And so that's just something we want to watch for. Maybe he'll still go for it, but then it seems like there are some tactical solutions just based off the architecture of the map here for Protoss.
Kind of the tactics Classic was going for last time might be stronger on this map against that?
Yes.
All right. And it is a little bit tighter in a lot of ways. Like, look how close all these bases are to each other. So there's something to be said about that. So right now, Marauder, Hellion being made. I think this is going to be the same thing that we saw against Parting on this map, where he drops off 3 Marauders, 2 Marines, and tries to run 2 Hellions up at the same time. But that's a wall against Hellions.
Yes.
So already the build, actually I think it was 3 Hellions maybe against Parting, but we saw Parting just stomp it with actually the same exact build, which is 3 Gateway. That was the game where I went into DT and Gumiho. I got to pay real attention now because I thought that was the most interesting build in many ways of the night, the 4 supply drop. I have a ridiculously large army build that Gumiho did.
Yeah.
That was this map against Parting.
That build, like, the corner cutting was unreal for supply drops there. I'm glad you noticed that because I wasn't even looking at the depots when the fight was happening.
I mean, I've always thought that there would be some sort of supply drop builds, but we never really see it. And you had 4 of them like right next to each other. So I think I think it was on purpose. I mean, I could be wrong. It could have something to do with like, no, I mean, there were DTs, so like you want to save scans, right? I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to try to keep an eye on it and see if something similar happens here because the opening looks similar.
The Reaper is drawing attention away, but here comes the medevac. Now, the medevac might try to just drop into the natural here.
Yeah, this would never work.
Sometimes that's the thing you're never thinking is going to come, right? Is to drop right in the front of your natural. But Classic already had defense there.
Okay. He looks completely tight. Being sewn up. He's building depots right now, so probably not dropping them at the same time.
Okay,
he dropped one. He dropped one. Was that just a depot miss? He's building 3 depots at once, and he dropped a depot, but he is adding a bunch of barracks.
No, I think this might be timed out so that as the barracks finish, you can go unstaggered, unstifled with production, I think. Okay, he's going to get the other Hellion. Nicely done. Just 1 Hellion remaining. Blink is definitely the moment where Protoss is going to feel a lot safer.